It's been a long time coming, but I know.
Rape. When she say no, does that mean no? And if she's a wife, should she be in a different position from your sweetheart? Because you know, if your sweetheart mad with you, I hear the preacher then, Brother Ali, saying if your wife mad with you, she will go and say it's rape. But if your girlfriend mad with you, she can say it's rape too, but you can have to stop having girlfriend. Brother Ali, these preachers, I don't agree with them on this one. I think no means no. And sex is no good unless it's mutual. I mean, there's no pleasure in it. It's only self-gratification. You might as well go in the bush by yourself if that's all you want. I mean, but if you really want pleasure and sensual nature, then it has to be consensual. So I don't understand why these preachers are scared of this new law, Brother Ali. You think some of them preachers raping the wife?
But you know something, and Mr. Hanna, please don't take this wrong. As far as preachers today, I look at many of them as to say, it's like talking about carpenters or butchers or whatever, because my reason for saying that, there is no transformation within the people. For example, I look at myself and I use myself as an example. I've been Methodist, African Methodist, Episcopalian. I've been to Baptist church, didn't stay too long. I've been in my search, been to all of them. But it wasn't until I begin to study Islam that I begin to look at the Bible in a different context. Because one of the things is, the bishop was in Canterbury, the Pope was in Rome, the Bible was printed, but we were still held slaves.
Yeah, but you know, Brother Ali, the Bible is a European book.
Okay.
And it was written for Ethiopians before it was written for Europeans.
Exactly.
They just got it in the 17th or 16th century, end of the 16th century.
Yeah, well,
even in their own Bible that these preachers use. I heard Father Jimmy Palacios on a talk show this morning, and he was talking about this. The Bible itself does not say the woman has to submit to you like that. The woman say you have to treat her the way Christ would treat the church.
Yeah.
So it means a consensual thing, and it's a mutual thing. But these priests seem to have had a knee-jerk reaction, and I don't think they read the scripture at all. I think they were looking into personal lives of either themselves or some of their congregation who do force their wife. Because you know, Brother Ali, if you unfaithful to your wife, she can't stop having relations with you. She may even want you to go do an AIDS test. So if she decides not to have relations with you and you force yourself on her, to me that is an ungodly thing to do. It's something a demon would do when you force yourself on a woman. If a woman don't want you, you go. If she wants somebody else, that's their woman. So if she's looking at somebody else and she ain't looking at you, that ain't your woman no more. So your marriage ring doesn't give you a license to kill her. It doesn't give you a license to take her by force. And I think part of the disempowerment of women in our community is many of our wives have been raped constantly. They've been physically beaten and nobody talks about it. And they don't go to court.
Well,
they don't go to the church members. They put on dark shades when they go to church so you don't see the bruises. But it's not only church, and I don't want anybody to think
go in the public, period.
This is our people.
Yeah.
I'm talking about lawyers, doctors, police, you know, the whole 9 yards. Our men have been abusive to our women over the last 100 years. And I don't give myself no clean bill of state in this. In my first relationship, I was an abusive husband. And if I don't confess that openly, I'll be abusive to my second wife. And thankfully, I've been a good husband to her, and I haven't been abusive. But it is a culture that you feel you have a right to beat your wife, that you have a right to have sex with her. You know, if a woman don't want me, Brother Ali, then I don't feel good. I gotta feel like Superman. You know, when I old now, but when I get my engine running, and the woman making me feel like I'm the head fella, the star, that does a lot for me. When I believe that I am, the woman don't want me, that my ego goes. So, I mean, it doesn't, that kind of relationship that is being fostered out there and that many of our people are afraid of, I'm worried for it. Because it means that they're not thinking this thing through. Because if you have a wife, and if she mad with you, she could cry rape. So can your girlfriend cry rape. You ain't gonna stop having girlfriend. In case she get mad, she may cry rape. So why you afraid of your wife? I mean, you know, consent is consent. If there's no consent, then it's ungodly.
But you know, Brother Hannah, I have learned so much from women. I remember a very good friend of mine at one point when I was conducting a study group, and I met the sister, and she wanted to talk to someone, and she chose to talk with me. And I listened to her story in Atlanta, Georgia, and she told me, this had to be about 20 years ago. She told me about her husband having a sweetheart, girlfriend. And I'm there, my heart starts fluttering because, you know, I know what's next. She said, somebody called her, a woman called her and told her, your husband is coming home, he's just coming from my house, the whole 9 yards. Oh, yeah. And I'm sitting there very uneasy.
This is a Bahamian woman. You get
no,
that?
no, this is an American woman.
You sound like Bahamian, man. That's a Bahamian woman.
No, this is an American woman. So I know she's getting ready. And she said, when he came in the door, she told him exactly. And he admitted that he was. They stood up till about 1 o'clock at night talking. And after they talked, she told him, I tell you what, tomorrow, go and get a doctor's test. You bring it back, or let me see that you are not, you don't have any diseases, yeah. Whatever the case is. He agreed.
Smart man.
And then she told him, after, she says, should in case this would happen again, expect that you will see your clothes
outside,
on the outside, yeah, when you do it.
Yeah.
So happened that
he did it again.
He did it again a couple of months later.
The fruit's sweet, you know.
And
it's illegal food, but it's sweet.
Her clothes, his clothes, when he drove up, was put outside. Yeah. But the amazing thing, yeah, that I really admired about her is how cool she was.